Everybody, happy Monday. This is Carrie Amara. I'm running for Morris County Freeholder. This morning I was thinking about business owners and executives, and I just want to say this out loud. Don't misunderstand uncertainty. Give it a hug, okay? What I mean by that is, a lot of family and friends don't understand what business owners and executives are going through right now. The fact that we are not spared responsibilities of critical decision making. As a matter of fact, we're given a shorter time frame. And the idea is if I can just give you this message and just, I know this might be things that you know, but just separate, grab a cup of coffee. On one piece of paper, you want to you want to kind of think about building uncertainty into your decision making. And the other piece of paper is going to be, am I making my decisions with a misinformed bullish strategy, or am I being too complacent at the moment? And inside, say, like, okay, what do I know and what don't I know? Like, and reflect on the last couple of months we had with COVID. Okay. I'm going to throw some ideas out at you that I've just been brainstorming on, and I just want you to just see, hopefully it helps you. And if you want me to speak more on these, I will. Okay. So we know that we should be thinking outside the box right now. What I mean by that is on the piece of paper where you're writing your strategy, you know, think outside the box means look at other industries, look at businesses around you in your industry that have succeeded where you have failed. Look at things that you've done and say, okay, I could have done this better. Look at other countries and how they've dealt with this pandemic, people in your industry. Call your vendors, ask them how they're doing. What have they done in this time frame? Just take a minute. You don't have to always be running. Just take a minute and be like, let me just understand what's happening. Okay. Once you kind of gather that data and you kind of just brainstorm this stuff down, you know you have to now, with the impact that you've seen with COVID, it's good for you to say, okay, I've been in this for a few months now. What do I foresee my mid and long term risks to be? Okay. What is my business cyclical? Is this going to hit my business in the most busy times, or is this going to hit my business in the slowest of times? And how can I diversify my customer base? So think about how, instead of just being like, let's say, a restaurant and um, sometimes people come in for, let's say, coffee, right? Why maybe you can market it to do something online or package it in a cute, specific way that's to your business and sell it to your customers, where they can pick it up and they can, make it at home and make it small bags so that they return. But, like different things like that. Like just think of ways that you can think outside the box and diversify your portfolio. Maybe, you were packaging, maybe you were packaging food and now you want to go and package other materials. These are different things that are needed at this time, and your machines can do that. These are things that you just have to think about, and you're not going to do it if you don't talk to people about it. Think outside the box, okay? Embrace uncertainty. Talk about it. Figure out who has succeeded, who has not. Jot down the things that you've experienced, what made you do certain things, okay? Now, you need to also think about we started to rebound back, but then we got pushed back in, right? So you want to start thinking, okay, when we are rebounding a little, what does that look like for me? What are people doing? What is the nature of the community that I'm serving? Are they following regulations? Do they want to move forward? Because then that can help you estimate and project when we talk later about cash flow. Okay? One thing that I have to mention to people, because sometimes executives and owners get in their head, they get in their head. Don't be afraid to reach out to people and talk to people. Make sure you're responding to your employees and your customers properly. Make sure your recovery, you're dealing with your responses to the recovery of the industry. Make sure that you're rebranding yourself or thinking differently to look about long-term success. Okay? Now, once you've done this, um, and you can replay this video, but once you've done this, I want you to tier your uncertainty. Know which ones are the most critical to your business or your industry. You know now that you're keeping an eye on, and you know now that you can research on how to keep an eye on what's happening with the economy, it's going on with health around in your area or in the area of your vendor. If you have a primary vendor and they're in a certain area, you want to make sure what's happening in their with their perspective or with their respective town or state. Okay, and then you might have to diversify. Okay. Keep an eye on your keep an eye on, now we're going to talk about your liquidity and your asset use. This is key for these steps. If you bullet these out and if you write these down and if you just take in the morning and just try to just put this all together for you, you know, then you can work on strategy and you can work on execution and you can work on your position and your resilience and your supply chain and your competitive advantage. Okay. And once you kind of can book it this for yourself, open it up to your team, open it up to your executives, open it up to anyone that you trust. It could be your kid, because you know what? Get ideas from anywhere that possible that they can kind of say, well, did you think about this? You know, think of the youth, like think of young people, you know, think of where, get ideas from wherever you can, because sometimes you're missing something. You don't know everything. You don't. You just got to give it a hug, right? Um, Now, once you do that, um, you're gonna want to do update your 13-week cash flow, and you're gonna be like, Carrie, stop at 13-week cash flow. Stop. I don't even know if I can survive this month, but you don't know, and that's why you need to do a 13-week cash flow. You do a 13-week cash flow. You basically are saying, okay, this is the amount I have in the bank right now, outstanding checks and everything. You know, you want to subtract all that stuff, okay? And then you're going to be like, this is my sales. This is how my customers are trending. We talked about this before in one of my other videos where you can trend. This person's going to pay me in 65 days. This person's going to pay me in 30. This one's going to kind of have me wait until like 120. I'm not going to receive that one. Like break it down in a 13-week. And then from there, you can say, okay, so now, oh, now I need to get more business from this customer or this type of customer because they tend to pay me properly because their industry or their sector or their niche is doing good. So I'm going to like talk to that person or try to go out and get more of that business. You know, like you got to do the 13-week cash flow, because what that's going to do is that's going to make you aware of where your sales are and where you can kind of identify where you want to where you want to go. And because you did the other steps that I told you about before, you kind of know what industries are doing better, you know? So it's good. And then you kind of look at your expenses, your fixed expenses, you look at your, you know, your supply expenses that you need to, you can try to talk to them and say, listen, work with me here, like this is what I'm going through. People want to help each other at this point in time, okay? So you work on that, okay? And then that will make you feel better. You know, you'll feel more like I got a handle. Okay. The next part is, lastly, make sure you're not making bullish, aggressive, misinformed decisions. Okay. Make sure you're not being complacent. And I kept these two for last because of the fact that you need to have data for you to be able to see, have I been making bullish decisions? You know, have I made decisions out of fear? Have I been too complacent because I'm scared? It's just too much. And if you need people to help you and if you need to talk to someone, then just reach out to people and even reach out to me and say, Carrie, I get what you're saying. I am overwhelmed. I don't know. I'm just over it at this point. And then, call, message me. We can talk about it. We can kind of get ideas together. Maybe we can, get a group of people together to just talk about what they're going through in their respective industries. Just that will give you an idea of what to do, you know? So I wish you a beautiful Monday, a beautiful week. Please look at the programs and entrepreneurs, business owners. Please don't let your pride get in the way. There's the PPP plan. There is, SBA loans. There's NJEDA loans out there that are very little interest, or you don't even have to pay them off if you stay within parameters, for the PPP plans. There's a lot of programs out there. Call your bank, you know, research, go into these websites, research what they offer, call them on the phone, get information. There's resources out there. Don't feel like you're alone. Okay? So I'm wishing you a lot of luck. Have a beautiful day, and we'll talk soon.